all the movies of this one black actor who did something dumb.
Girl.
Then why all these white men get a pass?
Take it down. And also, like, Netflix removing him. And yet, Dave Chappelle, and you're paying him for specials. Not only that, Louis C.K. Like, there are a number of people who still have their content on Netflix. Right. But you're going to remove Will Smith's content? Like, it's not even it's just, we're being very choosy about who gets reprimanded for what. And you're going to revoke an Oscar after he's already resigned from the Academy. And you're going to remove his content because he slapped somebody who made a comment about his wife who has a condition. Like, I just feel like there are worse things that have happened, and he slapped him. Yeah. Chris Rock isn't pressing charges. Boo fucking who, he got slapped in front of everybody, but he shouldn't have said what he said, and he did. Sure. No one should have done what they did. But you shouldn't be reprimanding one person. My question is, why are people getting up in the business of other grown people who can take care of their own business? Right. Even Will Smith. Mm-hmm. What? Do you think that Jada Pinkett Smith needs someone to protect her? I mean, look at that little firecracker. Mm-hmm. Do you not think that if she wanted to, she could take a bitch out? Okay. Have you seen Jada Pinkett Smith? Yes. And, like, I get it. I mean, there's a part of me that gets it. If I was in Will's position and somebody made some comment about a condition of my person and I saw that they were unhappy about it, I would have tussled too. But here's the thing. There's a shot, somebody behind Jada and Will, recording on their little phone or whatever. And after Will Smith slaps Chris Rock and is walking back down to take his seat, Chris Rock says, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. And Jada Pinkett fucking bends over double laughing because it's fucking funny.
Well,
bitch, I mean, here's the thing. First of all, if the Fresh Prince slapped me, I'd be all, thank you with another. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Even on national television.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
And for punishment, he now has to go live with his auntie and uncle in Bel Air. Sorry. I had to. I couldn't help it. I couldn't. And you know what? I think we need to just take
time for your medication.
I'll take my medication while we take a break.
So we do have a real topic.
We do have a real topic, but before we get to it,
God damn it.
I did want to just briefly, because we were talking about the trans issues and stuff going on right now.
I like that every time you say trans, you pause for too long after. So we're talking about the trans.
We're talking about the trans.
How offensive can you be?
Well, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm old and I have to gather my words together in a little basket next to me while I'm because I've dropped all my words on the floor and I have to pick them back up. No, governor of Utah, and you and I discussed this the other day. The governor of Utah came out publicly against the anti-trans bill that they were trying to put through there, and the one for trans athletes, and was saying in the entire state of Utah, where there are 470,000 Mormons, there are exactly 4 trans athletes.
Girl, they're gonna dominate the sport.
4 trans children in school are actually registered in schools in Utah. 4.
And all of Utah, like
one of them is an athlete. So we are really concerned in this entire state where you've now put together this law that this one child is going to dominate the sport, get all the scholarships, get all the awards and whatever, and leave all them other children in the dust.
The big bad monster. They're not just going to dominate their sport. They're going to dominate just like every sport.
Yeah, they're going to go take over even the sports they don't like.
Even professional
because they're trans and they can't. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And so the governor of Utah said, why are we making a child who was already othered feel even more othered? Why this one child? And he said, all these children want is to be loved and accepted. That's it. And he said, these children are already more likely to commit suicide or to have suicidal ideation. Why on earth are we going to make it worse? We should be here as grown folk. We should be here to make it better,
right?
Not to make it worse.
Girl, and here's the question that I ask anytime anyone wants to talk about trans issues ever. Because here's what I don't get: the trans population is half of 1% of the United States population, right?
Right.
Why the fuck are you making legislation for half of a percentage of people? What? there's no point to it, right?
There is no point.
It's not a huge percentage of people. And what are you doing? You're wasting time, resources against
what I learned
one
of the things I learned the other day is the reason, and there is a reason, is to placate their constituents.
Well, yes, of course.
It is just so they can go, you see these big, bad, scary people over here, we're controlling them. So you, as a good Christian, don't have to worry about these folks. We got this under control. We're getting this nation back to one nation under God. Quack, quack, quack. And it's like, oh my God.
Yay, girl.
Okay, pull the stick completely out your ass and shut up.
Right.
And then go take a seat in the corner because nobody wants to hear what you have to say.
Face the corner, bitch. I need you to face the corner and think about what you just said because you're stupid as all hell.
Oh, well.
I'm leaving.
And I think that's all I'm going to talk about for this moment that's off topic.
Jesus God almighty.
Because our topic this week, we do have, and it's all related because we were talking about, Mr. Disney and his child, family.
Will Smith.
And Will Smith and the Smiths. Right? Family. So we're going to talk about family today. Now, family, for me, para mí, is the people who I know that I can rely on. It's not the people I share blood or DNA with, and some of them are.
Sure.
Certainly.
Like us.
Right. The two of us.
Yeah.
Right? But family, for me, has always been...
Same.
From the time I was little. I mean, it was ingrained in me from the time I was little. You don't have to be blood related. Because my two favorite aunties growing up were not even blood related. And so their children were my cousins, and we grew up together, and we all loved each other, and we hung out together, and we broke rules together like cousins do, And so to this day, several of them are still in my life, and I love them dearly. And, I learned then that family does not have to be the people that you share DNA with. And I love the phrase, and I know we talked about this before, the old phrase that blood is thicker than water is not the entire phrase.
It's not.
And that's why it's always been misused, because it really is, the blood of the coven is thicker than the water of the womb. Which just says the people who are your people are more important than the people who share your DNA.
And are more loyal to you, right? Like, they can be. Like, it's not a problem.
My village is made up of people who I've chosen.
100%.
And luckily for me, some of those are people that I am related to, like you said, yourself, my sister, Linda, who I adore. There's different people that in my family, and I'm not going to name them all. It's a long list. But that's, for me, how it came about. And I do have to share this with you. It is on topic, on train. You know how every week you're asking for people to send you hate mail.
Yeah, did somebody send me hate mail?
Well,
stop it.
Here is the thing, because you get these little blurb that's like you got hate, and the topic said hate mail.
I hate it,
and I was like, hate mail. Oh my God, who said that's hate mail? And so I opened it up. I mean, really, the topic in all caps, hate mail. Well, then I opened it up, and I saw that it's not hate mail at all. It's an email from my beautiful, amazing sister, Linda.
I love
And it says, just kidding. Love the show. Love you crazy ladies. My only complaint... Oh, it's a complaint, though, at least. My only complaint is that it isn't live, so I can call in. That would be fun. So many times you say something, and I'm in the car going, right?
I love that.
And of course, because I'm a Van Patten, I have something to say about everything.
Yeah, you do, girl.
So no hate here, sorry.
Damn it.
So thank you, Linda. It wasn't hate mail, but we do appreciate you sending us a little message of love.
Let me tell you something. I love that, because Van Patten, family name, I love that she identified being a Van Patten. She has something to say. Because we like to say there's that Van Patten that Van Patten arrogance, girl.
Yes. Yes, so my family name, Van Patten, the one and only thing that I claim for my father, other than my sister, is it comes with this very heavy amount of arrogance.
Girl.
I always tell people, I come from a long line of arrogant assholes.
Bitch.
Because if you knew my aunts and uncles, ugh. Yeah, I mean, really, I have a couple good ones.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they are so full of themselves. They're always right, and that's exhausting.
Yep.
You know, actually, and they will tell you, right? They will tell you why you're wrong.
Yep.
And they'll do it with this smug smile that you just want to knock completely off their face.
And honestly, it makes me irate. Like, being around it my entire life, it makes me want to knock people out. Like, it is.
I just want to choke a bitch.
Irritating.
I want to choke a bitch.
I know. So, yeah. Okay, so family, to me, is very similar. Chosen family. Being a poor white person, it was very much ingrained. That family is just the people who are, a lot of it's proximity, family, friends, those are your family, right? But I think about what's something that I find interesting that kind of crosses a lot of cultures is the idea of like your parents' friends being your aunts and uncles, their kids being your cousins. So a lot of times in like indigenous cultures, they have like everyone's an auntie or an uncle or grandma or grandpa, or there's like brother cousin or sister cousin. So like I think of myself, I grew up with a lot of my cousins because we're very close to the same age and the same school. So when I think about it, they would be like my sister cousin or my brother cousin. Also in like Black culture, a lot of times they have their aunties who aren't blood related, right? In a lot of cultures. So it is a commonality, right? Where people just adopt other people into their family. But for me as well, a lot of my blood family, most of my blood family, I do not speak to. But family for me has been kind of a make up a lot of things. Again, like very few biological, but again, logical people. And for me, it's been like a lot of your friends became like my aunties and uncles because I grew up around them. I've known them my whole life, you know, or a good portion of my life. But also like a lot of people that are my family now, I've met at work. So any job that I've had, I've always taken like a person with me. We've talked about our good friend Cree. We met at work, and now that bitch is
we love
family. Sarah we went out at work. Sebastian, we met in college. But you know what I mean? Like I have certain people, Rachel, Ian, we met at work, and we just became family. And different. You know how like managers will be like, "We're a family. You should care about your coworkers because we're a family," and it's just manipulation,
right?
But genuinely, like there's someone I work with now who I to her face call her my sister, and to her mom's face I say. We're all related. You know that, right? We're all family, right? But, yeah, I think family is just who supports you, loves you, is there for you. And I think that there is too much of a focus of like, well, he's your father, she's your mother, they're your whatever, you should care, or you should call them, or be the bigger person. And I just think,
why?
No. Also, no. It's not. I don't care, bitch. First of all, do you have a kingdom that you're giving me? Then no. I'm not gonna, be cutesy with you, bitch.
Here's the thing.
This isn't the feudal system.
Even if you are, I probably still don't want it.
No, I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with you. So, like, I'm not a proponent for if your parents were shitty to you, if your family was shitty to you, you still need to play nice with them. Don't see them on holidays. Fuck that. I don't care. Come to my house. You know what I mean? Like, you can be our family now. And I've said that, I want you to know, I've said that to so many people. Being raised by Granny, who literally raised all of her kids and then half of her grandkids, and then took in half the town. I'm, very used to, oh, you don't have a place to go? Come over. You know what I mean? Again, Cree came over for Christmas one time.
Yeah.
How many times have we been like, come on. You have a seat at our table. I think that's important, because I think a part of, like, family for a lot of places is also community building. You know what I mean?
I do.
And so you have people to rely on.
Well, and I remember as a kid when I was at my wit's end with my brother, your sperm donor.
Yeah.
I wanted to choke him out because he was just a beast.
Yeah.
And, my mother would say, well, you have to love him because he's your family. And it's like, and I was kind of, even then as a child, I was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to love anybody?
Absolutely not.
It's like that doesn't seem right to me. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until I was an adult that I actually really became comfortable with no, I don't.
Mm-mm.
You can't make anybody love anybody.
No.
It's like I have feelings, and I hate when people say, well, you don't have to like them, but you have to love. That doesn't even make sense.
No, bitch.
Because if I don't like you, I'm certainly not going to love you. So that just, every time I hear that phrase, I'm like, what?
I know, absolutely not.
And it's like, I've heard people say it to their children. I've had my mother say it to me. Mm-hmm. There are sometimes I don't even like you, but I love you because well, what you mean you don't like that? To me was like just a slap across the face.
Yeah.
You don't like me, and that's fine.
Uh-huh.
I am fine with people not liking me because sometimes I'm a bitch.
Sure.
And I say sometimes to make it sound like I'm nicer than I am. But,
girl, but no,
I don't care.
No.
It's that's fine. It's absolutely fine because I don't like everybody. And I remember one time one of my friends,